The researchers say that an awful lot is wrong with what we're doing at the moment. Now, this is a 3-year project involving some 36 researchers from 16 different countries. And they say that what we eat and how it's produced determines the health of the planet and the people on it. At the moment, the world's population is something like 7.7 billion. It's estimated to rise to 10 billion by 2050. And as you say, feeding the world's population would be impossible without a massive overhaul of the way that we produce food and the type of food that we eat. Now, farming, the current methods are very damaging in terms of contributing hugely to global greenhouse gas emissions. The meat and dairy production is singled out as being at fault here, as well as the general expansion of farmland for agriculture. The aim is to improve food production and reduce food waste. Now, it's also bad for health at the moment because far too many people eat far too much of the wrong things, especially in the developed world. This contributes to obesity, to diabetes, there's malnutrition as well, and also several types of cancer, which are pretty prolific. And compared to other things, for instance, the risks of unsafe sex or alcohol or drugs or tobacco, these unhealthy diets contribute to more death and disease than all those things put together.
Oh my gosh, there's enormous figures there. All right, so that's what we should not be eating, which is what we're currently eating. So what should we be doing instead? Right,
well, here is the big thing, because they have put together what a typical diet could look like. Now, on their global recommendations, we should be eating half the amount of meat and sugar and double the amounts of things like nuts and fruits and vegetables. Here we can see this is our mock-up of what the Lancet is saying, but it is based on their own illustration. So over on the right of the picture, things like salads and fruit and vegetables, we can increase what we eat there each day. Over on the left as well, we need to eat more nuts and things like beans and chickpeas and lentils. In terms of dairy produce, the whole daily intake is the equivalent to just about 1 glass of milk. And what we should be eating a lot less of is there in the middle of the picture. So less fish, especially in parts of East Asia where they eat too much. Much less red meat, especially in the US and North America, where the consumption is about 6.5 times what it should be.
It's all those burgers.
Exactly. And eggs as well could come down. In fact, the overall quantity is put at something like just 1 and a bit per week. Now, it all looks a little bit sparse and maybe perhaps unappetizing, but the experts say there's a lot of variety in there, and actually a lot of existing dishes actually do meet those requirements.